This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Clear Lines for Medved Trader training session. I'm your host, Kipp Cohen. This is a twice weekly training session, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock Eastern. Oh, hello. Somebody had their mic hot. Yes, please make sure you're muted when you come in. Anyway, this is a twice weekly training session for the geared towards Clearline subscribers or for those that wish to learn about the Clearlines indicator that runs on the Medved platform. Being that a lot of my users are former WiseTrade users, and there is a little bit of a learning curve with Medved compared to the old WiseTrade. That is the big reason why I provide this twice weekly training session, just to be able to help you guys out, help you understand and learn how to use this platform. This is a viewer-driven session, so your questions are greatly appreciated, as always. The Medved platform was created by a couple of developers that had created a system called Quote Tracker years ago. Quote Tracker was purchased by, I believe, Ameritrade, and they created this platform as a trading tool for investors, traders that wanted an advanced platform that their broker may not have available. It integrates with about a half dozen different platforms with about a half dozen different brokers. Due to our relationship with Ally Bank, Ally Invest, the Medved platform fee is waived if you have a funded account with Ally. That's saves you about $20 a month. Plus, there is my indicator fee, indicator/training and support. And then if you don't have one of the integrated brokers, there is a potential additional cost of data feed through a third party that starts at about $25 a month. So those that subscribe to the Clear Lines, when you first start your software, it's going to start out with a pre-built platform that pre-board layout that I developed, an 8-interval layout. It's one I actually don't even really use now. I probably should add a new one that includes this two chart layout, because I find for a lot of traders, this tends to be the easier layout to start out with, because you get one chart, which is a historical chart on the right. That's the daily, weekly, monthly, even adds quarterly or annual. And then the left is the intraday chart, which is your minutes. One of the biggest advantages to using this platform is the ability to trade directly on it from the chart, manage your trades from the chart. That's really we're finding a big help for the active trader, being able to quickly adjust stops or place bracket orders. Obviously, there's a lot of great technical indicators in addition to my clear lines that we use alongside together that enhance the clear lines and enhance trading in general. You'll notice I've got ATVI app currently, and I had drawn these fib levels earlier in the day, and ATVI ended up going right up to the 200% Fibonacci of the first 15. That ended up being pretty much the high of the day, and then it reversed there. It's come down almost $1, and you can see where literally it's gone from the. Hold on, let me move this down a little bit so you can see. You can see there's your 200 fib level. Literally, I think it missed it by a penny. Reversed off the 200 and has come down pretty much $1 and landed on the 100, which is the top of the first 15-minute time frame. So pretty clear as far as if you're looking to re-enter. We had gotten in right through here when it hit the 1618 and then it bounced and went a little higher. And then I wasn't paying attention and I actually missed it. I was on to something else and I missed getting back in when it hit this level, but that would have been a really nice trade, catching it back down. Actually, when it broke back through the 1618, when it broke back through the 1618, that's really when it began to accelerate down. But it's nice to be able to see where, you know, some stocks tend to gravitate toward those fib levels. And that's the other big thing, is the big advantage of, you know, adding candlesticks behind your clear lines, because that will show you exactly where the price has gone to. Since the clear lines are not price charts, they're buying and selling momentum or buying and selling pressure charts. They don't always go up to the same price level. So by having the candles behind it, you'll actually see where the price goes to. They do tend to follow each other, but there are periods where they extend out. The price extends beyond the lines, above or below it. And then you might not see that. So it's really helpful when you're using Fibonacci, and you actually need the candlesticks if you're going to use Fibonacci, because you need to be able to know where to actually find the top and bottom of the first 15-minute time frame. And without the price charts, it's kind of hard to do that. At this time, does anybody have a question? Any specific questions from you guys that I can help with today? Any stock to look at? Any platform questions? Anything at all? So one of the things that I want to point out that's important for newer users, if you have more than one brokerage account, ideally you want to select one as your main account for data. So if you go to the settings, and you can get to that from a number of places, but file, settings, okay, and then under where that has accounts, you can have multiple trading accounts set up with the Medved platform. You can see I have multiple brokers set up. So this is specifically, this section is strictly for trading. You know, trading out of different accounts. There's also data sources, and this is configuring for who you're getting your quotes from, which all your brokers do provide quotes, but I find that it's good to pick one over, rather than using different ones for different charts, pick one and just use that. So I prefer to use TD Ameritrade for my quote source because of the fact that I get futures data from them. Okay, I don't get that from my from my Ally account any longer. They don't provide that. And my interactive brokers account is strictly just a demo account. So so what you'll find is if you pick one and that is done in the portfolios. So if I go to the dashboard and I go to open a portfolio, you're going to notice that each portfolio has a data source attached to it. Mine are all the same, TD Ameritrade. But anytime that you create a new portfolio or a watch list, okay, it's going to default to whatever your, see that one defaulted to TD Ameritrade because that's the account that I have as the linked account, but you can select any one. It's best to stick with one. So I use strictly my TD account and not get them mixed up and use multiple accounts for data. Stick with one. You'll find in the long run it's a lot easier to work with. And then in here as well, under the main dashboard under sources, you can see I've got streaming quotes from Ameritrade, Ally MB Trading, Ally. I have quotes from Yahoo for news, an Ally MB account. But you'll notice most of the data is coming from right here. That's the one that I have attached. So again, any specific questions right now? Oh, here we go. First one. I tried downloading the beta version and I'm not sure if I got it. Is there somewhere I can look and verify the version of MT? I'm not seeing the gain and loss numbers on the bracket trades, so therefore I don't really get that scan you sent me. Okay, so you can go to File and then down to Help and click About Medved. Okay, and that's going to tell you what version you have. I have 1.1.8536.107, and then it's x64. That's how you find out if you have what current version. So do you want to check and compare and see if you have the same version as me? Look and see. And again, to get to that, let me show you one more time. Go to File, up on your index portfolio, Help, and then About Medved Trader. So that's the version you should be on, 1.1.8536.107. Now, you can go to the Medved website and then click on, hold on, download, and then click on view beta. And it's going to tell you what the most current version is. Actually, the most current version is 1.1.8545.1. So I don't even have the most current version. There's a couple iterations since mine. So I'm going to go ahead and download this new version. You'll notice it down at the bottom, it starts the downloader on my Google Chrome. While it's currently downloading, I'm going to go ahead and shut the platform because I'm going to have to do that anyways. So I'm going to exit my Medved. It's still downloading. My internet's a little slow. Only because I have a lot of stuff running right now. Okay. So it's done downloading. Now I click to start the installer. Click next, click install. So again, this is 1.1.8545.1. So this is a newer version than what I had. So if you want to, Bruce, go ahead and download that version. That should help you out. And then that should give you, let me put I have IRDM going. So see, actually, let me go to, well, here, I'll just put a bracket order in. So this way you can see, again, that feature. So if I put a bracket order in, and I'm short, so I need a bracket to buy, notice on the capsule, you see gain, and you see it on the line. So this is, so let's set a limit down here, and then let's set a stop up here. So now you can see loss would be 165 if I get stopped. Gain would be 210 if I hit my target. So now I know before I put my order in what my risk to reward is going to be, which is about a little less than 1 to 1.5. 1 to 1.5 would be risk 160 to make 240, right? So I'm risking to make 210. So it's a little less than 1 to 1.5. I mean, I could put my stop at 150, but I'm still kind of a little bit in harm's way. So 165, I could put my limit down another penny. So again, there's the loss amount. This is that new feature on the capsule. I love it. I think it's phenomenal that they've added this. As a trader and watching the markets and trying to capture moves quickly and trying to figure out risk to reward and all that, this is like a no-brainer and makes it so much easier. Plus, you can visualize, you can see the support and resistance, the intraday tops and bottoms. And then if you've got pivot points and fib levels and and VWAP, which, let me change my layout real quick. Whoops. You know, when you have a lot more, hold on. When you have additional indicators that will help you to know where to set these orders, it makes it a lot easier. Let me, I was just drawing the first 15-minute fib level on another chart, but let me open up the 3-minute, only because this has my VWAP, it has now my fibs. So my stop loss is just above the 100 line, which is the first 15-minute high. Okay, so we're a little bit out of harm's way. My target is down at the 618, which is also at VWAP, the volume weighted average price, which is right down here. So actually, I have my target at a reasonable spot, and I could actually move it down one more penny to get it right to VWAP and a penny off of the 618. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if we have enough time, but if we had time and this thing rolled back down, there's a high probability that it could retest that level. It's already tested it once. You can see from right here, it tested it one time. And again, this is why I think it's important to utilize the candles behind the clear lines, so that you can see when you get those occasional long wicked candles where it dips down and comes back up. So you know that where those, if it's truly hitting those levels. If I was just looking at, let me change this to 100 real quick. If I was just looking at the clear lines, even though, you know, this is not an issue to trade off of it, it just, I think it gives you a little more clarification. It makes it a little bit more powerful when you can see exactly where the price went. I think it gives an additional advantage for us, knowing where those levels are. Whoops. Let me erase. So actually, so we saw right here and right here. I don't know if it's going to get there. You know, we've got a little over 30 minutes to go in the trading day, and this is hanging up here right now, close to the 100 line. We have a few additional guests. Welcome. Hey, Mojo, what's up, man? How are you doing? Long time no see. Again, if you have a specific question for me you need answered, please do not hesitate to ask. Question about the clear lines, question about Medved, question about equity alerts, any of those three, I'm happy to answer. Don't be shy. Okay, so you now have the beta. Bruce, is it working? Awesome. I'm glad you got it working. It's very helpful. Hold on one second. Um, any specific stocks you guys want to look at, or any questions about the platform? How do I have you call me? Just give me your number. uh, email me, Claire. Email me at Kipp at equity-alerts.com and send me your phone number. And I'm happy to give you a call if you need some help with something. Are you needing some assistance, Claire? Actually, I think I have your phone number. I believe I do have your phone number. Yeah, I can give you a call. I'll call you after I'm done with this broadcast. Hmm. Anything y'all need to look at or have questions about? Hey, Chris, I see you made it here. Yeah, about time, man. Anything you need help with? Anything I can show you, Chris, or anybody else? Karen says, I'm totally new to this. Can you start from the very beginning? Um, So, okay, that's a very open-ended question, Karen. Can I start from the very beginning? No, it's okay. I'm just trying to think how I want to. Wow. Let me do this. Let me answer a couple questions. And let me think about how I want to approach that, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so and it's okay. Chris wants to know, how do you find ATR? So Chris, what you'll want to do, and I'm going to go to the two chart layout because I know you have that one. No, you have that other layout that I built for you. Okay, what you do have a historical chart, Chris, right? Is one of yours historical? In other words, it has the day, week, and the month. So there's a couple ways you can do this. Okay, Claire. I'll call you. I'll help you out. Do me a favor, just make sure you have the Team Viewer program on your computer, the free version for personal use. Okay. Yeah, you have the three charts. Is one of them, Chris, historical, or are they all minutes? All minutes. Okay, so for you, I'm trying to think. The easiest way to do that would be to, let me go back to, so you can just pick maybe your biggest time frame chart, and I'm gonna open up my 5 minute. I'm gonna remove the fib levels. So from here, go to main and then go to indicators. And actually you'll see, I've already got it on here. Average true range down on the bottom right here. Set it to go below the main chart, okay? And then you might end up wanting to squeeze it a little bit, but put it below the main chart so it's not on it. It's easier to see it. So like right now I'm on a 5 minute time frame. So the ATR for 5 minutes is 11 cents. To get the day, basically you put in a 390 minute time frame because that's how many minutes there are in a day, trading day, right? 390 trading minutes. So now you can see what it says, 1.37 down here on the bottom. That's probably it's a pain in the butt, but it's probably the easiest way to get the fib level. I mean the average true range. So $1.37. The other way is you would have to have a historical chart. So you can go to, you would need at least one historical chart. All right, and it would need to be on the daily chart, and you'd have to do the same thing. Go to Add Edit Indicators, go to the lower section where it says Usually on Separate Chart, bring it below the main. So see how it looks now, and then I squinch it way down, and there's that $1.37. So it was basically the same number whether you're on a 390 or on a daily chart. I think it's just easier to add it to one of your minutes, your biggest minute time frame, and then just switch that one periodically to a 390 so that so you can see the daily ATR. I've kind of not really focused on it lately just because, I mean, yeah, it's good to know, but you can pretty much tell by looking at charts what kind of range most stocks end up having anyways. Mojo says, are there scan tools available like the unnamed previous employer? We don't have a scanner like the old WiseFinder. I wanted to build one out, but it's just going to be way too cost prohibitive because of the servers it's required and the programming that's required. It's probably at least $100,000 investment to build it, maybe more. And at this point, it's just not worth that investment. GoFundMe, yeah, we get some volunteers. I would like to, but what we do have, which is great, we have in the Medved platform, they have a scanner, a market scanner. So if I go to open a portfolio, and I'm going to use the NASDAQ 100 because that's a big portfolio list, we can actually go to the scanner. They have a built-in scanner, and we have one called Clear Lines Arrow or Clear Lines Crosses. So what this does is it's running on a 5-minute time frame. It looks for confirmation arrow. See, right now there aren't any. So I can stop and go to a 3-minute and then start the scan. And this is running just on the NASDAQ 100. And it's not bringing any back. So let me try clear line crosses. This will bring back, yeah, this brings back a lot. Hold on. Let's go to like a 10-minute. Yeah. These are stocks that the lines are crossing. So we have some scanning capability in the Medved platform, but it does require some knowledge of how to develop a scan, and they have some pre-built scans based on different pivots and regression channels, and there's a bunch of different ones, and you can build your own. I need to take the time to kind of learn that, and I haven't done it yet. I just haven't had the time to focus on it. But it is available. That is part of the platform. It's pretty cool. It's a very powerful platform. Okay, so Karen again, start from the beginning. All right, I'm going to give you, Karen, a real quick, I'm going to open up a fresh layout. This is the layout that actually our new users get. Um, why is my index panel not populating? Hold on. Okay, there we go. Had to restart. Okay, so Karen was asking about kind of from starting from the beginning. So I'm going to give you a real quick kind of just overview. So the I developed the clear lines as a replacement for the wise trade red and green lines, buying and selling pressure charts. When wise trade shut down, obviously there were a lot of users of that product that kind of relied on the wise trade algorithm to help them with their trading. So I got with I had a partner in my clear trading systems that is a developer that used to work for Wise Trade, and we had actually already been kind of working on it before that. I mean, before you guys knew about it, I knew about it a little bit before, but we had already started working on it. We were originally going to put it on the TradeStation platform, and then due to some just simplicity reasons, we found that that we were introduced to the Medved guys, and because a lot of the Wise Trade customers already had accounts at Ally MB Trading, it just made sense to put my indicator into their platform. So the clear lines is based upon the Wise Trade buying and selling pressure charts. It's not the exact identical algorithm, but it's pretty darn close. Because I didn't own the algorithm and I, you know, they wouldn't sell it, so I recreated it. And it helped that I had a developer that had already was pretty intimately familiar with it, so that made it easier. And from the feedback and response from my current users, they like it better than the old Wise Trade algorithm. So one of the things you'll notice that we added, I added an up and down arrow on the charts, which is what I call a confirmation of a trend change. When the lines cross and lock, that arrow pops on the chart and locks into place. Well, it makes it visually really great to be able to see that on your charts. So what you're looking at right now is basically 8 time frames for one stock. And it's kind of how the old Wise Trade software was, that everybody liked to look at 8 time frames. Long-term monthly chart, which is this top right chart, a midterm weekly chart, short-term daily, and then these are the swing intervals. So we've got a 130-minute, which is 1/3 of a trading day, a 60-minute, a 30, a 10, and a 2. It's a lot to look at visually, but you can, in a quick glance, you can see the overall trend, the long, mid, and short, and you can see what's going on intraday. The platform that we use, the Medved, is very customizable. So what I do with my customers is, when you subscribe, we set up a time for a session. I help you get it set up. I install it on your computer remotely, and then we discuss what kind of layout you want to use. Part of that is based, the decision is based upon how much screen space you have, what kind of monitors you have, how many monitors. If you're on a small laptop, you're looking at this 8 window view is probably not the best one to use. So we pick and choose, and we figure out what layout is best for you. I'm finding a lot of people actually like this 2 chart layout because of the fact that, hold on one second. it allows you to look at your intraday minute chart on the left and your historical on the right, and you see it big and clear. But the greatest thing is I can help you and customize it however you see fit. Whatever you like and what is best for you, I will help you build that layout. The Medved platform, as I was saying earlier, integrates with a handful of brokers. So depending on who you have an account with, you can select from one of the integrated brokers: Ally Invest, E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, TD Ameritrade. I believe Robinhood and Tradier are also brokers. And they've got some cryptocurrency ones. They've got Gain Capital Futures. They do have a Canadian-based Quest Trade, and Rhythmic, I think, is a data provider. Actually, no, you can have an account through Rhythmic as well. So these are all different brokerage accounts that you can integrate the software with to trade through, and then of course, then I support the product. I provide twice weekly training sessions, along with recording them and posting them on my Equity Alerts YouTube page for later view. Also, any new customers, if they need assistance, I provide ongoing support by either phone, email, text, or if you're a subscriber also to Equity Alerts, I can answer questions in our webinar as well. So I'm pretty good about taking care of my customers, try to give a real personal approach. And, you know, if you need me to call you and kind of show you some things, and I can remote in, take over your desktop and kind of guide you and help you. Or if you need a one-on-one session through this GoToMeeting, I'm happy to provide one-on-one GoToMeeting training sessions, or small group training sessions. Well, that's what this is. This is small group training. So I do this twice weekly, again, for Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3 o'clock Eastern for an hour. But if you need a separate training session, no problem. Like I said, I'm here to help you guys. I want you to be successful, and I want you to be lifelong subscribers and customers of mine, which a lot of you that are already on with me have been around for 10 plus years, or 15 years or longer, who've been following me. So I want to stay with, want you to stay with me for at least till I'm done, which, now that I'm healthier, I hope to be able to do this at least into my 80s. Another 30 years, y'all want to stick with me for 30 years, you're welcome to. But I don't know what else. What else can I answer for you, Karen? I have two different products that I offer. I offer just the platform, with just the indicator with the platform, or I have an alert service called equity-alerts.com, where you can do a combination of the two, which a lot of people, most of my customers subscribe to both, because they get the intraday market commentary and assistance with finding active trades, along with some overnight trades, and then they use the indicator as well. Just depends on what you're looking for as a trader. But that's kind of it in a nutshell. I mean, I'm not sure what else you want to know. The next question is how to add minutes, days, and weeks, and month, and can I add those to my third chart? So Chris, remember there are two different types of charts. There is an intraday chart and there is a historical chart. From an intraday chart, and I'm going to go back real quick to I need to go back to my popper dropper layout. So from any one of these are all intraday. You can only see 4 of them right now. Actually, I need to load in IRDM. real quick because I got to make sure I'm out of this one. Oh, did it? It almost hit my, did it? Oh, it hit my limit. Look at that. Remember I had a limit? It came down and went right down to the VWAP and hit it. I'm out. Yay. Remember that? I showed y'all. See, that's why you want to set those limits. Bought it at 26 and a quarter, and where it actually went to 26.23. That's why you want to use bracket orders. Especially if you're not staring at it. Because then if you get a quick drop, it'll lock in your profits. So that locked in 2 and a quarter, 225 bucks. Okay, so anyways, going back to Chris's question. So Chris, so from any one of these charts, I can just right click and I see where it says historical chart for Iridium. I can click on that. The historical chart is going to be the day, week, or month, depending on whatever you have it set to. Okay. And you may have to add your clear lines to it. You might have to go to the indicators and add clear lines if it's not on there. And then what you could do is just set this off on your other window and leave it open. But you'll need to resave your layout once you've done that. So here's the thing. Once you've picked a layout and you've saved it, it's always going to go back to that layout, even if you mess up. So if you make a change to it, like you add another chart or do something different, then you'll need to resave the layout. You'll need to go back to, so if I wanted to float this daily chart off on another monitor somewhere, you can't see it right now, but if I want to float it off on another chart, once I get it set in the spot that I want it, then I need to go back and file, save layout, and resave whichever layout that was. Or rename the layout something different. Do a save as. You can do that as well. You can do save layout and then just rename it something else. Okay. And then that way, that's your new layout with the additional chart. But you can float that off wherever you want to. But any minute chart, you should be able to go in, right click, and do the historical. But like I said, your historical may look different, so you're going to have to set it however you see fit. You know, if you want the hide the candles, your hide the candles might be here under options, hide primary chart, view options. Periods, and then you have your day, week, and month. Does that make sense, Chris? So if I messed up and did not save it, we'll go back to the way it was originally set up. Yeah, if you just reopen that layout, yeah, if you screwed up, like if I went in here and I accidentally shut down a couple of windows, they're gone. I can't get them back without like recreating it. All I have to do is go back to File, Load Layout, and reload the popper dropper layout, and it's going to bring it back. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you like that. Yeah, trust me, I've had a lot of, that's one of the real important features that I stress to all my new users. Like, I'm like, look, don't worry about it. If you mess something up, just go reload the layout. And for some people, I create like a backup layout because they messed that up by accident. All right, we just have a couple of minutes to go. Any additional questions? Interesting, markets turn negative here at the end of the day. Hey, thanks, Bruce. We'll see you tomorrow. If you have any specific questions for me and individually, you you're welcome to email me at kip@equity-alerts.com. If there's something you want to talk about, if you have questions, you're welcome to call or text me on my cell phone, 972-841-8886. You're welcome to come back to this session on Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern and listen in again as well. And I guess that's it. Claire, I'll give you a call here in just a few minutes. Have a great afternoon, everyone, and I will see some of you guys tomorrow, and some of you look forward to seeing you back on Thursday. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.